The time has finally arrived to bring the series to an end. To be conquered by the Fire Nation, or to defeat them. This is Avatar The Last Airbender, Season 3. As this is the final season, I wanted to give it the time and attention that it deserves, which is why I've done this as more of a judgment review rather than a winged review like I did for Seasons 1 and 2. There will be a few spoilers along the way, but I won't give away anything massive like what happens right at the end or anything like that. If you saw my review for Seasons 1 and 2, you'll know that I absolutely love the series, and I will do a sort of general roundup towards the end, but for this part I'm going to go through the basic plot for the third season, a few other little bits that happen, and then give out some awards. Basic plot. In the second season, we found out about Sozon's comet. Sozon was the Fire Lord about 100 years ago, and there's a comet that goes past every now and then, which exponentially increases the firebending abilities of everyone from the Fire Nation. Because of the increase in power, Sozon used the opportunity to start the war, and 100 years later, the comet is due back, and the current Fire Lord Ozai, is going to use that same opportunity window to end the war. And Aang, as the Avatar, pretty much has to stop the Fire Lord before the comet comes. The best opportunity for them to do this is during a solar eclipse. The Firebenders get their energy from the sun, whereas Waterbenders get theirs from the moon. And because during a solar eclipse the sun will be blocked by the moon, pretty much all firebending will be null and void, but the waterbending abilities will be increased. So that's the best opportunity for them to take out the Fire Nation. There are a few other good things about the series. Because everyone's had a bit more time to practice with their abilities, the battles have so much more epicness to them than the other series so far. The character development is also very, very good. There's even an episode where some of the antagonists actually start psychoanalyzing each other. Another thing that I really like about the series generally is the amount of thought that they've actually put into the elements, the relationship between them, and the traits that come along with it. When Aang is trying to learn his earthbending as an airbender, he struggles with it, but they actually sort of explain why.
I need to face it head on like a rock, but I just can't do it. I don't know why I can't, but I can't.
Aang, if fire and water are opposites, then what's the opposite of air?
I guess it's Earth.
That's why it's so hard for you to get this. You're working with your natural opposite, but you'll figure it out. I know you will.
They don't just use their elemental manipulation skills for fighting, they can also use them for certain skills. Best example of this would probably be for Toph. She becomes Aang's earthbending teacher, and although she was born blind, she can use earthbending to make up for it.
Even though I was born blind, I've never had a problem seeing. I see with earthbending. It's kind of like seeing with my feet. I feel the vibrations in the earth, and I can see where everything is. You, that tree, even those ants.
Iroh actually also explains to Zuko some really good stuff about the relationship between the four elements.
The people of the Fire Nation have desire and will, and the energy and drive to achieve what they want. Earth is the element of substance. The people of the Earth Kingdom are diverse and strong. They are persistent and enduring. Air is the element of freedom. The air nomads detached themselves from worldly concerns and found peace and freedom. Also, they apparently had pretty good senses of humor. Water is the element of change. The people of the Water Tribe are capable of adapting to many things. They have a deep sense of community and love that holds them together through anything.
Why are you telling me these things?
It is important to draw wisdom from many different places. If we take it from only one place, it becomes rigid and stale. Understanding others, the other elements, and the other nations will help you become whole.
All this four elements talk is sounding like Avatar stuff.
It is the combination of the four elements in one person that makes the Avatar so powerful. But it can make you more powerful too. You see, the technique I am about to teach you is one I learned by studying the waterbenders.
The episodes for Season 3 don't quite flow as well as they did in Season 2. In Season 2, pretty much every episode continued from where the previous one left off. Season 1 was all over the place, and it just seems as though there were just loads of random encounters with a few continuation episodes in between. There are a few sort of random episodes put into Season 3, but even those ones are really good, and the rest of it flows on very well. There's only one new character introduced into the series, he starts off being known as Sparky Boom Man. He's an assassin hired by Prince Zuko to take out the Avatar. He sort of manipulates his firebending in order to cause massive explosions. He's only in it for a few episodes, which is kind of disappointing. I would have liked to have maybe known a little bit more about him, but he gets put out of the way quite quickly. The finale in it is absolutely brilliant. Won't give away what happened in the end, but it doesn't just... The awesomeness doesn't go through the roof, it wipes out the entire street. It is that good. But for now, let's go on for some awards. Best character. He's been my favourite character pretty much since episode 1. Sokka is great. Although at the start he seems to pretty much be in there for comic relief, he does a very good job at it. I think everyone who's seen it loves this part.
What is that?
What? What is what?
It's a giant mushroom. Maybe it's friendly!
Let's just keep moving. I hope Aang's okay.
Eventually though, he does become a bit more of the warrior type. He also gets a bit more of the inventive type, and he does come up with a few war plans, although some of his inventions don't really come with a great deal of explanation.
Well, I just came up with the idea. The mechanist did all the work.
Now, don't sell yourself short, my boy. It was your idea to use waterbending to make the sub sink and float. Brilliant! Though your original designs were a bit difficult to decipher.
I love everything about the character. He is brilliant. Best character development. I've said a number of times throughout these reviews that the character development is really, really good, but there's one character in particular who seems to develop far more than any of the others.